What's up, folks? David Soto Jr. here, and this is the David Soto Jr. podcast. What's up, folks? Welcome to episode 26 of the David Soto Jr. podcast. I am your host, David Soto Jr., and today I want to talk about, well, if you don't follow me on Instagram, or if you don't Instagram, Twitter, but I posted an article about some tough times that I went through, and the reason for me posting that is because of the news about Spade and Anthony Bourdain. Now, I originally was going to title this podcast The Struggle, but from a marketing, or I don't know, I didn't want to limit to myself to having one topic of conversation. So I just changed it to my name. But the reason I wanted to call it The Struggle is because I've been beginning to realize, I don't know if you hear the cars in the background, I have been beginning to realize that everybody is struggling. Everybody is struggling. This isn't just a couple people. Everybody has their thing. There probably are a few people out there in the world that are happy, but for the most part, I think the majority of us are going through something tough. And that kind of doesn't have to, those kind of don't correlate, right? Happiness, if we're going through something, we can be happy and go through something tough. But I think that everybody's going through something tough, and they're not happy. It's hard on them. I think we all have a struggle. And the reason I shared that post, I talked about, I'm not even used to saying these words, but I talked about suicidal thoughts. Man, it's hard to say. It's hard to say that stuff. And so I talked about an article, and people responded well. And I think the reason why people responded well is because, well, honesty rules. Honesty, truth wins every time, of course. So when you're honest and you're truthful, people can see that and appreciate. The other thing is that because everybody is struggling too. Everybody is struggling, and so when you share your story, people can relate. So this is what I want to talk about, kind of mainly, is that we need to be happy. We're gonna be going through our struggle. So if everybody's struggling, one thing we need to do is empathize. Even if somebody's being a dick to you, and you have to realize that they're struggling through something, and it's obviously coming out. They're not as good of a person as you are. They're going through some tough times, whatever. But the other thing I think we need to realize is that we need to be happy now. Like, we need to make ourselves happy. There is no solution. There is no upcoming. Once there is no thing that's in the future that's going to make us happy. And a lot of people can say that it's going to be money. A lot of people think that it's going to be money. Once I have some money, I'll be able to do this. Once I can, I'll be able to live here. I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to buy this house. I'll be able to have a car, or take a trip, or all these things. And the truth is that that's not true. All right. All money does is amplify your current situation. your current personality. So if you are a douche, if you are a douche and you come into money, do you think that's gonna make you not be a douche? Right? If you're immature, if you're childish, that's the same thing. I'm sorry. If you're a jerk, all of these things. Do you think that having $1 million is gonna make you not be a jerk? All right. It's just gonna, matter of fact, it's gonna amplify it. It's gonna make it worse. So think about coming into a bunch of money, or think about what money will do if you're sad. Right? You see what money does to people who are dicks. They become even more dicks, and they have even more of an attitude. Right? They think because they have money, because they're driving a nice car, they think that they can break the law. They think that they can cut you off in your 2003 GMC Safari. The money is amplifies the type of person they are. So if you are sad and have money or come into money, it's going to amplify that sadness. It's going to make it worse. Hence, we have people who are successful, people who have money, people who have fame, killing themselves. It amplified it. It made it, worse. It made it worse. And this is, so we have, two very, very, very successful people. Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain. They're on, Anthony Bourdain is on Netflix right now. His show was, he was recording his television show. And that wasn't enough. It didn't, and in fact, it probably made his situation worse. I mean, we can go on a whole long list of celebrities that made that fame and money made their situation worse. It's not going to make your situation better. So something that I started doing in a couple years ago in order to promote my book, or to help me promote my book, market my book, was I started friending people on Instagram who were famous. Especially because I saw Esperanza Diamante, the character in my first book. I saw the book as a movie. And seeing the book as a movie, I started casting people who I wanted to be, mentally casting people who I thought I would want to be. Of course, Salma Hayek was number one. Of course, Salma Hayek's 50. Not that she doesn't look good. She still looks good. She's still like my crush, crushing hearts since like 94, right? Excuse me. But I started kind of, who would be the character? Demian Bichir. I really like him. Again, he is way older than Pierre. But I started following these people, and then as I started to get having more characters, I started following more. And then more Latinos, more Latinas, especially because I had this beautiful character. And I don't want to name any names, that's why I'm avoiding a bunch of stuff. But as I started following more and more of these celebrities and started watching their Instagram stories, I started to realize that they're fucked up. They are no different than anybody else. So I may want to think that, girls are, I'm going to say, girls have dumb problems, right? They have dumb girl problems. Now, bear with me, right? And that's just the mentality of, I don't know if it's society or whatever, but they're not dumb girl problems. It turns out they're not dumb girl problems. It turns out everybody has problems. Everybody's working through stuff. But what you may think, or what I may have thought, were dumb girl problems, like teenage girl problems, right? Maybe college girl problems, things that you would want to dismiss. They don't dismiss anything anymore. If somebody has an issue, they have an issue. Um, but I've learned that now. So you think like, oh my God, this woman is complaining about her boyfriend. She's complaining about this. All of these things that you think are minor, that you think only relate to young girls. I'm telling you, I've seen 30, 40, 50-year-old women who are going through these problems. They're struggling. They're going through breakups, divorces, being a single mom, trying to feel appreciated, dealing with boyfriends and exes and being single, and it doesn't matter. It's not just, those aren't just dumb girl problems. Those are people problems. They're women problems, and they continue until they get resolved. They continue no matter how famous you are, no matter if you're on TV on a successful series, no matter if you're in the movies, no matter if you live in Beverly Hills. Everybody has their problems. Everybody has their issues. And if you become a celebrity and have money, then you have more. It amplifies it. If you do not take care of it, take care of the issues ahead of time. So for me, I think, oh, all my problems will be great if I just had some money, or they go away. And I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie. I took a trip to Mexico in 2010 because I was going to go volunteer at this village, and I was going to help these people. These people are so poor. They need our help, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I'll go help. I don't know much. I know how to fix things. I can help fix things, and I helped with like a community center. We built a community center, multicultural center, whatever you want to call it. And I billeted, it's a military term. I lived in a house that a guy had the forethought to think that people would need to rent rooms for him. That was true, but they were terribly constructed, and utilities and stuff, they don't have codes in Mexico, so people can build whatever they want. So anyways, he didn't. The deal was, I sleep here, shower here, but if I want to eat, I go next door to Doña Chuy's. So I would go to Doña Chuy's for breakfast, para desayunar, and then I would go to work, and then I'd come back for la comida, and then after la comida, I would come back around 8 o'clock, and she would feed me, but I would be like, I don't need any more food. I'll just have a cup of coffee. We can chat. We'll talk English. We'll talk Spanish. And I have a piece of coffee and a piece of sweetbread. And I really got to enjoy spending time with that family. Enjoyed Doña Chuy's food, of course. But I got to talk to the family, especially in those evenings when I would just go over for a coffee and a piece of sweetbread. And then, like, on Sundays, they would have, like, Doña Chuy would have her daughter over and her grandchildren, and they were like, we're going to go to the lake. You can come? Yeah, come. And they lived in you cannot call it a 3-bedroom, but there were 3 rooms in this cinder block home. Like, not cinder block and then stuccoed, just cinder block. And the addition, later they added a bathroom, but there was no running water. There was no running water in this building, in this house of theirs. In fact, water was only turned on every other day, or like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that. So they had to fill trash cans full of water so that they had enough water to last them until the next time they can. Ruben! Oh my God, messing up my podcast. I'm doing Facebook Live for the first time. People are tuning in. So she had to put water in a trash can so that they can use that. They didn't. When they took a bath, they would take a big bucket, metal bucket, and scoop up the water out of the trash can, throw it on the stove, heat it, take it to the bathtub, and bathe themselves. They did not have ideal living conditions. And so all these people that were, oh, they need our help. They're so poor. These people are so poor. I gotta tell you that by our standards, yes, they were poor. But they're some of the happiest people that I've ever seen. And to them, they weren't poor. They didn't have the things that we wanted. They didn't have the things that we liked. Super nice shower heads that spit out a shit ton of water. But they are the happiest people that I've ever seen. And, laughing, and the grandchildren, and people are playing and having fun, and just a small little family in the middle of a rancho, dirt floor. Actually, the floor wasn't dirt, but dirt roads. I don't know the square footage of that 250 square foot home, maybe. So, oh, my cousin. Anyways, so money doesn't equate happiness or being happy. In fact, it will make things worse. It will amplify your situation. So if you're already a happy person, so say this family in Mexico that didn't have a lot, but they were a happy family. If they were to come into money, that would amplify their happiness. If you're sad, you come into money, it's going to amplify that sadness. And I don't think money, it's easy to say money is not the answer. It's easy to say money doesn't make you happy. And the common joke is people who say that have money, right? They never not had it. But I guess that's it. I guess I'm done. Okay, if you're already on Instagram, then you know my Instagram handle. I'm on Twitter at David E. Soto Jr., JR for Junior, David E. Soto Jr. And I have a big announcement coming up. I'm crossing my fingers because it could be life-changing. And if any of you have known me for a certain amount of time, any amount of time really, you'll appreciate this good news. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with being happy and life and the rest of my life. So I don't want to spill the beans too soon, because shit could go wrong. And I don't want to I'm going to save myself that embarrassment. But I have something that may be the best thing that ever happened to me coming into my life. And so I'll be sharing that, of course, because I share everything, goddammit. Anyways, that's it, folks. I appreciate you tuning in. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and my website, davidsotorights.com. Thank you very much.